Subscribe, hype, like, click the notification bell and turn on all notifications. And donate with a super thanks donation in the comments section below for the unfiltered, unapologetic SeanzViewEnt, your home for WWE news, rumors, and backstage chaos. This is where gossip gets exposed around the clock. Now, here's your host, the brash SeanzViewEnt.
Is it already over before it has begun for Oba Femi? Remember to like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, turn on all notifications, and hype up the video. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning there's a lot of outrage. There's a lot of animosity. Creative Triple H, the powers that be. Was it a very detrimental maneuver after what Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi had last night at Clash in Italy? We all thought there was going to be the build. We all thought there was going to be the aura. We all thought there was going to be the momentum. We all thought that Oba Femi was going to be the future of the WWE. But is his future in AEW already? Is Oba Femi going to walk out? Is he going to leave? Is he going to quit? Is there already creative differences with Oba Femi in the WWE, especially after the way he was utilized last night? But you got to look at it from another standpoint. But we're going to get into the rumors, the news, the gossip. We are just a couple hours away from Raw on Netflix. Yes, it feels different. It looks different. It feels different because it is different. Raw is going to be, once again, outside the States. I think it's going to be in Italy again. So, of course, Raw is going to be on about 5 to 6 hours early. So get ready. Raw's on in about 2 to 3 hours. But I hope you'll watch this video, comment, click the bell, and turn on all notifications. But, ladies and gentlemen, not only are fans outraged after Brock Lesnar beat Oba Femi at WWE Clash in Italy, and now the major question has to be asked, did WWE just bury Oba Femi? Is he done for? Is it over for the ruler? Because after everything Oba Femi has built, after all the momentum, the major WrestleMania win, after all the hype, after being presented like one of the most dominant future stars in company history, Brock Lesnar walks into Clash in Italy and beats him 7 F5s later. I think it was like 8 of them though, right? And now fans are asking if WWE just made one of the biggest creative mistakes of the entire year. But the story gets even bigger because now speculation is exploding about Oba Femi's future with WWE. Could Oba Femi already be frustrated with the higher-ups? Could Oba Femi be looking at AEW and looking at that situation a little bit more closely because his future might be so bright he's going to wear shades if he goes to AEW, because if he stays in the WWE, it could be a detriment. But did you ever think of it like this, viewers, fans, and subscribers? Did you ever think for 1 minute, 1-1, Brock Lesnar's got a victory, Oba Femi's got a victory? You think, you would have to assume, you would have to think that this is going to boil over to SummerSlam, where Brock Lesnar will retire in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and that will be the end. That will be it for Brock Lesnar. You would have to assume, you would have to suffice that Oba Femi's going to get his win back. But here's the thing, there's also people on the other end, they're saying, well, Brock Lesnar got the victory, but some are even saying that Oba Femi still looked overly strong because it took 7 to 8 F5s to get the job done, to put an end to Oba Femi. So if it took that many F5s to finish off Oba Femi, what else do you do? Where else do you go? Because if Oba Femi did get the win, because you kind of got to play devil's advocate here. Because if Oba Femi did get the win last night and he survived all those F5s, the thing is he lost, but he survived all those F5s, ladies and gentlemen. That means any other wrestler he goes against, how is that wrestler going to win without doing their finishing maneuver 8, 9, 10 times? And we're talking about wrestlers that are lesser than Brock Lesnar. We're talking about less size. We're talking about less momentum. We're talking about a lesser name. I don't know, guys. There's some people that hated Clash in Italy. What did you guys think about Clash in Italy? What was your review of WWE Clash in Italy, viewers? Now, did Brock Lesnar's win just create a backstage problem with Triple H, and that Triple H did not want ultimately? We are breaking down the outrage, the AEW rumors. Is Oba Femi going to make it to Raw? Is he going to walk out after Raw? Is he going to be still contemplating his future after Raw tonight? Especially if Oba Femi doesn't win the King of the Ring. AEW, ladies and gentlemen, could be having their next big signing in Oba Femi, and that could really change the trajectory for that company. Now, on paper, fans will say losing to Brock Lesnar is not a burial. Brock Lesnar is a former WWE champion. He's a former Universal champion. He's a former UFC champion and one of the most protected names in the history of WWE. But here is where the problem starts. Oba Femi was not just another wrestler walking into this match. Oba Femi was viewed by many fans as the next monster of WWE. He had the look, the size, the aura, the power, the presence. And when WWE puts someone like Oba Femi against Brock Lesnar, fans expect WWE to either make him look like a future main event player or protect him in defeat. But after Brock Lesnar beat him, immediately started asking the same thing. Fans started asking the same thing. Was this the wrong call? Was Oba Femi just sacrificed to give Brock Lesnar another big win? And more importantly, did WWE just slow down Oba Femi at the worst possible time? Because some people are also pointing to the timing of this was horrible. Now, the biggest word fans are throwing around is buried. Is Oba Femi really buried? Can he come back after this? Will he look phenomenal? Maybe that's why they're using the King of the Ring to rebuild Oba Femi back up. Will that even be enough? But if Oba Femi disappears from television after this, then yes, fans are going to say WWE buried him. If he loses again and again after this, fans are going to say WWE cooled him off. If WWE treats him like he was never on Brock Lesnar's level, then his loss becomes a major problem. But if WWE uses this as the beginning of a revenge story, then Oba Femi can still come out of this stronger. The issue is that fans do not trust WWE to always protect rising stars after a major loss. We have seen things happen before. A star gets hot, a star gets momentum, a star gets different, feels different, they get a reaction, they get a response, then suddenly they run into a bigger name, a loss. The energy is never the same again. That is why fans are so angry. They are not just reacting to one match. They are reacting to the fear that WWE may have already changed Oba Femi's ceiling. So now the question becomes this. Is Oba Femi done yet? No, not yet. But WWE has to be careful. Oba Femi is the kind of WWE talent that they cannot afford to mishandle. I think they can still steer the ship in the right direction. But if WWE books him like just another big man who gets fed to Brock Lesnar, then yes, the damage becomes real. That is when Triple H and WWE Creative have a decision to make. Do they protect Oba Femi after the loss? Do they give him a major response on Raw, SmackDown, or NXT? Do they let him destroy somebody next? Do they let him cut a serious promo and say Brock Lesnar did not finish him? Or do they move on like nothing happened? Or does he get lost in the WWE? Does he get released? Does he get moved on from? Or does he go to AEW, ladies and gentlemen, where the grass might look a little bit greener? Because the AEW speculation is already being attached to Oba Femi. Fans are saying that AEW would know exactly what to do with Oba Femi, that they wouldn't cool him off, that they would not jeopardize him. Fans are saying that AEW could present him as a monster immediately. Fans are saying WWE may have just opened the door for Tony Khan to eventually make a huge move. Now, to be clear, there's no official confirmation that Oba Femi is leaving the WWE, that this is just speculation and hearsay. This is just a feeling fans are having. And that is why AEW talk is gaining attention. It is not because anything official has happened. It's because fans are already imagining what Oba Femi could become outside of WWE if WWE does not fully believe in him. Could AEW steal Oba Femi? If Oba Femi ever becomes available, AEW would absolutely have a reason to be interested. A talent with that size, that look, that explosiveness, and that presence does not come around often, and AEW has always looked for major physical attractions. And if fans already believe that the WWE is mishandling Oba Femi, then AEW fantasy booking starts immediately. And again, guys, this could happen today, tomorrow, next week. Oba Femi could have a lot of things to think about, viewers. Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, because here on the show, if it weren't for you, there would be no Sean's View. We come through when the lights are on bright. We will be here every day, multiple times a day, giving you the hottest, the latest, the greatest, the most insightful, the most exclusive. Because if it weren't for you, there would be no Sean's View. We brew it up to you each and every day around the clock. Later.